What up? What up? It's NBA Talk with Jay, man. Y'all know what's going on. It's Friday. It's payday. We're trying to get some cash. We got our guy Tony Mejia here from Wager Talk on Twitter, Mejia De Niro, and our guy Andy Lang as well, the absolute prop god with us, man. I'm sure he's going to have some good looks for us. It's only one game today, so really be diving in deep with these props. What's up with you, Tony? How you been, brother?
He let me down last night, but I got the call from Floating Head Jay, and I said I cannot resist the temptation to wake up a little earlier and do some props and game hunting with you. So appreciate the call, and yeah, just doing all right. We'll bounce back from last night, but certainly I think the Heat will too. But just completely taken off guard by how good Marcus Smart looked. I didn't expect him to be as effective coming out of the gate, and he was tremendous.
What's up? What up, Andy? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Yeah, we had a great night. We cashed two bets off of last night's game, so really, really happy. I feel like we've had a good read for this Heat and Celtics. I think we're 4-0, 4-0 or 3-0 in this series. So feeling good. Feel like we have a good read on this series, and I feel like I got a couple great props for tonight's game.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down for that. I can't wait to hear that, guys. Only one game today, so we'll dive right into it. Doing the show a couple hours earlier, so I appreciate everybody that's tuned in that woke up trying to get some cash with us. Even if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you for coming back and tuning in. Got a ton of business to handle. You see what I'm saying? But it's all business here on the show. Let's get straight into it. We got the Warriors here. They're up 1-0 in the series versus the Mavericks. They're smacked them up by 25 points in that first game. We know that the Mavs tried to shoot a ton of threes. I don't know how many people like to look at the shot quality scores, but the Mavs were supposed to be like a 2-point game there, according to shot quality. The Mavs just didn't make their shots though, so could possibly see some regression here, positive regression for the Mavs here, shooting a ton of threes. They look like the Warriors out there, and at one point they were only down by 6 points, and they were only like 4 from 20 from 3. So it'll be interesting what happens in this one. Tony could possibly get a higher scoring game if the Mavs can do a little bit better scoring here. How you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, my man, I got burnt in game one of this series because I really liked the over, and I got it in early. So I was at 214 and a half, and it obviously got up to 216, 217. 11 for 48 from the Mavericks from three-point range, and a lot of those were uncontested. They also didn't shoot free throws well. We'll see if Luka Doncic can fix that because he was the primary culprit there. And look, they put him in a box. They zoned him up. They did a little box and one. They made him see guys. He didn't handle it well. And then the shooters that are supposed to be around him, I thought Reggie Bullock was too tentative early on. I mean, you're out there on the floor to stretch the floor, shoot the ball. So we'll see if they handle it better. I mean, it was a team coming off a blowout of Phoenix, so I thought that they would be a little more confident than they were, and it looked like they were a little shell-shocked for the moment. So we'll see how they handle the Chase Center on a Friday night. But certainly, I do expect them to play a better game, which should lead to a higher score. So maybe that's the lean there. I've got an official play later on a Klay Thompson prop. But yeah, expecting a better show than game one.
That's a good point there, Tony. You make some good points for that over, Andy. How you looking at this one? I know you like to look at the props here. You like anything here? And how do you think the game flow will be? Will it be more on the Warriors once again, or you think the Mavs can bounce back?
Well, certainly I think the Mavs are going to shoot better from three-pointers. Tony did a good job of bringing that up. So if you're a believer in that, a great opportunity to jump on some of these three-point props. I mean, Kleber's at over 1.5 three-pointers, minus 110. You know, you can grab Bullock over 2.5 three-pointers at plus 110. So, you know, if you believe in positive regression, then you got to believe that those guys are going to make a few more of those three-pointers. Jalen Brunson is even a plus 125 to make 2 3-pointers. He hasn't been great from three-pointer, but he's coming off an 0 for 5 performance from three-pointers. You know, you got to believe he's too good. That's not gonna continue. And then a couple other ones that I like. Andrew Wiggins just keeps cashing his over points props. The books keep putting it 15.5. He keeps scoring 17 and 19 each game. And for some reason, he's just not talked about enough. And sure enough, here it is again, 15.5. So I'm definitely going to be sprinkling Andrew Wiggins. And then another guy that's really interesting, and I'm so glad to see this line move. I'm probably going to make this an official play now. Kevon Looney was 6.5 points last night. They just lowered it to 5.5 with juice. Kevon Looney started and played a lot of minutes, and he went 5 for 5 from the field. Like, Dallas's definition of going big is putting Dwight Powell in there. That's a no-go. And if the Warriors get up, they're going to use him for rebounding purposes. And just by hook or by crook, he's going to get there because he's going to get some uncontested layups, probably 1 or 2 alley-oops. So it may seem silly, but Kevon Looney over 5.5 points. Now I only need 3 made field goals from a guy that's going to shoot at the rim and shot 5 for 5 last game. Yeah, it's a, all bets cash the same. The money spends the same, and regardless if you're betting on a superstar or someone like Kevon Looney. So give me his over on points.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. People talk about WNBA. I'm like, man, the money spends the exact same. You see what I'm saying? It's actually some easy cash to be made in WNBA as well, man. But you make some good points there with Looney, possibly over 5.5 points. He's been out there for defense. He's been good for them on defense as well. Wiggins as well. So, hey, hopefully, I always say the game will go how the calls are made, right? The Mavs were getting pretty pissed that they weren't getting any calls. I mean, you're in Golden State. You're not necessarily supposed to get them at the house. You'll likely get all the calls. So I'll be honest with you guys. It's a tough one for me. So put it like this. I can't bet it. The Mavs have been making me a lot of money these playoffs coming off a loss. And this is the situation they're in as well. They're all season. They're the second best team in the league, guys. 25-10 after a loss. That's straight up wise. 25-10 after loss. But still, even after ATS wise as well, man, this team is fucking crazy, man. I don't know why after a loss, this team is 26-9 against the spread. That's 74%. That's outrageous, to be honest with you. So, and that's what we've been doing. The Mavs and the Grizzlies coming off losses. It's the best spot in the NBA and even in the playoffs. So I do lean Mavs here, but I hadn't bet the game. I don't force plays. I think the better bet for me is to wait for the loser of this game and back him in game 3, guys. If the Mavs go down 0-2, I'll be all over them in game 3, guys. So that's the only thing I have to say for this one. I do lean that over with Tony. This is a prop game for me. Luka hadn't really looked himself, so he has to give the ball to Brunson, right? Brunson, I know his assist is still at 3.5. You see what I'm saying? Brunson, they have to this has to be the game where Luka defers to Brunson. Let him run the point guard because they're not really focused on him. Wiggins is picking Luka up full court, and it's getting them flustered. You see what I'm saying? So they need to make Brunson be the point guard, give it to Dinwiddie, let those guys handle the ball, and then let Luka come and get it, but not necessarily bring the ball up the floor. So Brunson is the X factor here. Is why I got him in the background. He has to earn his money here, and he's going to be going up against Curry as well. I like that matchup for him against Curry, guys. So what do you think about that, Tony? You think that with your total look here, I know if you had a lean from the side, do you think the Warriors smack them up again? The last game's line opened up at 5.5. This one opened up at 6.5. So this line is showing strength to the Warriors, saying they probably come out here and smack them again. Do you think that's correct? Do you think the Mavs can even hang with them in this series?
No, I absolutely think the Mavs can hang with them in this series. I just don't necessarily think that they need this game tonight to do so. So they just need to show a little more backbone, and then they're going to the house. So to your point, Brunson took the second most shots behind Luka, finished with 14, 4, and 4. And I'm in agreement. He didn't play his best game either. And what happens with Doncic is he's going to see Wiggins first, and then he's going to see the switcher, and then he's going to see the double. So you know that he's going to command attention. I want to see a little less dancing from the Mavericks. I want to see a little less dancing from Spencer Dinwiddie and Luka when they have the ball on the perimeter and they're just playing around with it for 5 seconds. And maybe it's because I'm conditioned to be like, move the ball in game 1 when I'm chasing the high side and I see how stagnant the offense has become. I just want to see a little more go and a little more ball movement and a little more confidence in that regards from everybody in the group. So we'll see what happens with that. I think Dinwiddie needs to play a little better off the bench, and Cleveland needs to hit some of those open looks. And again, Bullock is the X factor. I hadn't seen the 3-point prop that Andy referenced at the beginning of the show, but if it's 2.5, for them to be competitive, Reggie Bullock's got to put up about 8 threes. So if he can hit 3 of them, I really like that prop. I really like Brunson being more aggressive. I think Luka will be better, but I think that first game prop was 41.5, something like that, for Luka points, rebounds, and assists. So I'm not sure if it's in the same neighborhood. I assume it would be. I would bank the under on that because this needs to be a team effort if the Mavericks are going to steal one or at least be competitive tonight. I don't like to play around with the Warriors, especially at home, because if you've got this game as a 3-point game in the final minute, so you've been in it for 47 minutes, and then you miss a shot, and then you got to foul Jordan Poole. He hits 2 free throws, and then you miss another shot, and then you got to foul Steph or Clay. They put you away with both free throws, and you lose by 7. So, and the fact that the Warriors can exterminate games like that, I don't like to play with them at Chase Center. So I'll probably stay away from the side again, but definitely a prop game. I agree with you.
Good point, Tony. Now, Andy here, last thing, like any other closing thoughts on this game, brother? Obviously, Cleveland had 3 quick fouls in the last game, so if that doesn't happen again, that's why I always say the games go how they're refed. Whichever team is getting the calls, that's who's likely to get, you know what I'm saying, take the other team to Smack City, because one team is pissed that they're not getting calls, and the other team is, you know what I'm saying, obviously having to play more freely as well. So any other thoughts on this one? Any other props you're looking at or totals, anything, Andy? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Only thing that I noticed today watching is it came out that Luka Doncic was sick for game 1 and needed some medicine and probably some IV fluids after game 1, and he certainly kind of played like it. He also had a little bit of a shoulder issues, really messing with his right shoulder and everything. So
shooting shoulder.
Yeah. Proceed with caution with him, but other than that, I think we covered it pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. It's only one game today. I'll be back tomorrow try my best to give you guys some type of content. You see what I'm saying? 100% committed to this shit, trying to go live every single day, even when I'm on a little mini vacation. You see what I'm saying? But let's talk about some shirts here, my guys. I've dropped the Jay and Shark shirts down to they're down $15 off. Look at Tony. Tony got the Us Against the Book shirt on, man. He know what time it is. That's my favorite shirt. It's the realest saying ever. Is literally Us Against the Bookies, guys. They're trying to take everybody's money, but I'm not with it. We're trying to be the one that few percentage that's taking their money, guys. So let's take those bookies to Smack City. Us Against the Bookie shirts. Let's get some cash as well. All 3 of the Sands absolutely love them, man. They're universal for every sport as well. But the Jay and Shark shirt, those specifically come with a free pair of glasses. And it's $15 off right now. So I couldn't talk you off that. Go check them out. jmoneyismoney.com, or just shoot me an email. NbaTalkWithJay at Gmail. Let's get to some free NBA picks. As always, guys, you got to go check out Andy and Tony over there at wagertalk.com. You can get a 40-day all access play pass with all sports. You see what I'm saying? So you pay for the 30 days, you get $100 off of that, and you get an extra 10 days of plays. It saves the $238. Could not talk you off. You got great guys like Ralph Michaels over there as well. He hit another 5% play yesterday, I believe 20-2 run. But Andy, how you been doing over there at Wager Talk? And let them know what you got going today, my brother, and whatever you best bet on the card tonight.
Sure. Well, we have a 5% NBA play for tomorrow's game that we already have locked in for Boston and Miami, and we have a 4% best bet up for tonight's game. We have 1 NHL play, 1 MLB play, and 1 NBA play tonight. So we're spread all across the board. We like to diversify. My best bet for tonight, I mentioned him earlier, Andrew Wiggins. They got him at 15.5. He scored 19 in the first game. And then we go back to the Memphis series. He scored 18. He only had 5 points in that ridiculous blowout in game 5. But before that, 17, 17, 16, and 17. He's just consistent. He took 17 shots in game 1 in this series. If he does that again, he'll get over this 15.5 points. I love these guys that are steady and are middle of the road. You don't have a really, really super high point total to try and cash on the over. So give me Andrew Wiggins to score over 15.5 points tonight.
I like it. Tony, what we doing? Invisible Jay is here. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Tony, what you liking on tonight's card? How you been doing over there at Wager Talk, my brother?
Doing pretty good at Wager Talk. I hit my last 2 5% plays. We'll see when I put the 5% hat back on. Over 160 units on spread plays. That's number 1 on the site, and was unaffected by last night because I waited until the money line dipped to where I wanted it, and ended up missing that. But obviously, want to do great this weekend. There he goes again. Jay out. Putting up his Mavs graffiti stuff. Just a little bit on these refs tonight. Kane Fitzgerald, Eric Lewis, and I believe Ben Taylor. Ben Taylor with Rodney Mott as the alternate. So no red flags on the refs tonight. Good to see. And then the last thing for me, I think my best bet It'll be a client play, and it's a bet for your audience. I like Klay Thompson over 25.5 points and rebounds. He started off slow, but ended up shooting over 50% from the field. They both Steph and Klay started off slow, and it was Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole that really carried the offense. We're one Friday night removed from Game 6 Klay. He put away the Memphis Grizzlies last Friday night. I think this Friday night he'll have a nice night as well, over 25.5 points and rebounds. He's been steady on those boards, grabbing them and being active at all times. So give me Klay Thompson over 25.5 points, rebounds.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that. You guys make some good points, man. I'm gonna disappear out of here real quick. I'm still here, I promise, guys. For me today, I'm sorry, guys. I only bet things that I absolutely love. I don't love anything on tonight's card. You see what I'm saying? I'd like to go with Mavs in the first half to start this game out a lot better than they did. This team does rely. They bounce back after poor performances. They may not be able to cover the full game. We know that the Warriors have that third quarter. They always come out hunting for blood. You see what I'm saying? Whether they're up or if they're losing, that third quarter is really crazy. This time around, I do see the Mavs coming out here with some intensity, with some sense of urgency, and try to come out here and steal a game on the road here, guys. So my lean would be Mavs first half plus the 3.5. I hadn't bet this game, and I don't. This is a tough game for me. I'd rather wait for the loser of tonight's game and bet them game 3. You see what I'm saying? For a nice chunk. So I don't always force plays. I'm never trying to lose. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm betting, it's strictly I'm trying to smack this shit, not just kind of iffy or I feel kind of, you know what I'm saying, iffy about it. I'm not trying to lose money. Definitely not trying to lose you guys money. So I'll be back tomorrow with an official play. I want to lean Mavs first half plus the 3.5. That's the only way I'd look. I wouldn't be surprised if Mavs cover their full game as well. That blowout in the first game really has even more people hopping on the Warriors bandwagon here. I believe the Mavs can stick with them. You see what I'm saying? I believe they should have a chance to win this game. 26-9 against the spread coming off a loss this year. It's good for 74%. It's not going to cash every single time, but I'm not betting against it. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. Always trying to cash. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you're watching the replay, let's get some cash. Follow my guy Tony on Twitter at Mejia Dinero, and you can follow Andy as well at Bump Sports. Go and check him out on Wager Talk. Great plays, locked in as always. Let's get some cash, guys. Us against the books. We back tomorrow. We out.